The funding for this video is provided by the amazing members of my Patreon. Also contributions from viewers like you. Thank you. Yeah, I started from PBS Kids. What you gonna do? Fight me? Anyway, roll the video. So it was just a lot of just weird, nasty, mean girl shit going on. So I was just like, yeah, that's probably a good reason why I got fired. I don't want to be in this fucking environment. Harriyanna, you are a jack of all trades. And I was like, baby, no, I don't know how to work a cash register. Like, I'm legit terrified of working in retail because I don't know how to work a cash register. And that job scarred me for life because I did so bad. Hey y'all, it's Harriyanna and I'm back with another video. Hi, my name is Harriyanna and I am the captain. You are not my first mate. I don't got no first mate because you want to know why? Bring your ear closer to the damn speaker so you can hear me clearly. Nobody's worthy of being the first mate, but hi, hello, my name is Harriyanna and I like to make content based off nostalgia and family and children's entertainment and all the issues that I find within those spaces. Y'all was about to eat me up because I did not do that intro at all during my Disney December series, and I know y'all been missing y'all weekly dose of Harriyanna. I am so sorry. I'm currently in the middle of, like, while I'm filming this video, I am wearing one of my little Rainbow High outfits. I'm bloated because I wanted to eat ice cream and cookies before I filmed this because that's just what I wanted, and I'm PMSing. So yeah, give your body what it wants. Don't restrict yourself. I did want to still have my regular weekly kind of videos that I would have in between me doing these more long thought out videos and whatever. Basically my little movies, my little documentaries, but YouTube pay my bills and it kind of takes forever to make those videos and kind of unpredictable on what can happen with them. So every, like, probably I'm still going to be posting content like this, basically content that does not take me that long to put together, but it's still very thought out and educational. But I remember that I want to sit here and talk to you guys about the subject of justice. By the way, I'm getting ready to film the Rainbow High video. I'm already dressed. I'm filming the last 2 acts today before I have to finish up the drawings, and this is gonna be out but after the Rainbow High video is done. So I'm basically like talking, you guys have already seen it and I hope you all liked it, but I want to get on here and talk about something that I saw people were bringing up because I remember this is actually one of my most viewed videos that I have, and it's about the subject of justice and just why, like, people just didn't like to shop no more because basically the clothes were like kind of butt fucking ugly and they were not size inclusive, all of that jazz. So I want to get on here and talk a bit about that. But I have to put a wig on. I need to braid my hair down, but at the same time I kind of don't want to. We're just going to use this tiny ass rubber band that I just have sitting here to pin my hair back as I go ahead and start doing my makeup. Now, when it comes to that video that I made, I really was just talking a lot about the the fashion, like who the store was targeted towards, the fashion for the series, not the series, not talking about the show, but the fashion for the store Justice. And then recently the Modern Girls, and I'm pretty sure everybody know the Modern Girls, they posted a video on their channel about like Limited 2. And for those of you guys who do not know, Limited 2 was like Justice before it turned into Justice. I'm not quite sure if they're the same companies or whatever, but a lot of stores, especially the one that was like close to my home at the time, that Justice was turned into, that Limited 2 was turned into a Justice, and I didn't even start shopping there until it was turned into a Justice. And the main reason why is because even though Justice clothes were still expensive as hell, Limited 2 was like way more expensive than that shit. So I did mention in that video, that was just kind of like a story time. I did not expect that video to get views. I really didn't. I was just talking. So in that video, I did talk a bit about how it cost a lot. The clothes were just not hip and cute. And basically, a lot of tweens, like tweens just kind of don't exist anymore, I'd say. Like when we're talking about the like the brand, like, you know, you have kids and then you have tween, then you have teen, and then you have young adult. The tween and the teen, like the tween and the tween line are just kind of getting more and more blurred with each other. By the way, I'm mixing these because that color is too light, this one is too dark, so you know what, put them together. But also in that video, I'm not sure if I quite mentioned it, mind you, that I made that like 2 summers ago. I did mention that I used to work at Justice. Barely worked there. I can't even really say that I worked there. And it was not really a great experience for me for the most part. But I mentioned how it was kind of universal. It was kind of universal that people were just not liking the store because they cost too much and people were just not liking the fashion. But also people didn't want to work there. Like, people really didn't want to work there because it was a horrible ass place to work at. And I'm going to go ahead and get into why I felt that way. And then I'm going to get into like how a lot of other people felt that way too. So if you followed me before, like my channel became like what it is now, you might remember when I had posted this story time, but plenty of you guys don't because y'all did not start following me until like 2020, which I am thankful for. I did post a story time about the time I got fired from Justice. And that is true. I did in fact get fired from Justice, but it's the way it happened. It just honestly scared me from working in retail ever again because being there honestly made me feel like I was stupid. Like, I felt like I was really unintelligent. They just weren't like kind of taking the time to help me and get to know me and all that. I really felt a bit outcasted when I worked there, and it just kind of sucked because there was one manager that really did like me. And I really did like her, and she could understand that. It kind of took me a little bit of time to understand things because that's just kind of how I always am. I'm not sure if it has something to do with, like, you know, ADHD or anything like that. And I don't want to get on here and say that because I'm not sure. But always, like, it's always just taking me a while to learn things. Like, it takes me a little longer to learn things. And that's okay. It takes me a little longer, but it's something I've kind of had to adapt to. Like, being in adulthood, because sometimes they just don't want to work with you if you it kind of takes you a bit longer to get things. So I had these two managers. We're gonna name one of them Summer. The main one's gonna be named Summer, and then the nice one's gonna be named Sunshine. So Summer, for the most part, was the one that did my interview. Mind you, because I have made it very clear that I really love to work with Justice and I'm a good listener and I do this and that and the third and all that jazz. So she was the one that hired me. But mind you that the vibes were not there though the day of my interview, because during that day I ended up meeting a few of the other girls that worked in Justice, and they reminded me, I'm not even trying to sound like a bitter bitch or nothing like that, but those girls really did remind me a lot. This is the I Heart Revolution Sprinkles palette. It's their chocolate palette series. Even if I try to move it up to the screen, it's not gonna focus because I'm still trying to work out the kinks with this camera. But okay, we're doing Karma Nichols, by the way. I think I need to at least show you guys the makeup look we're doing. Mind you, I'm not a makeup girly. You see this damn setup. I think that's enough to tell you. Basically, we're doing Karma Nichols. She has like this lime green eyeshadow makeup look going on with her. Focus please. But yeah, that is Karma. Really, really pretty makeup look right there. Very simple. It's different from like the other things that I've done, and I see she has like big white eyes, so I might put white on the bottom. We'll see. But during that process, I was just like, I had gotten like a really bad feeling because I was like, yes, this is a store that I'm walking into. And mind you, I was 17 at the time this happened, so that was when Justices were still open. I was just like, yes, this is going to be great. I got an interview with a store that I love. And mind you, that a lot of people could really say that I was a lot like JoJo Siwa growing up. No shade to JoJo Siwa, we love her. But I was a lot like JoJo growing up. Like, I still wore things like when I was like in high school that were like seen as like, you too old to be dressing that way. And people still say that about me now, because you guys see that when my hair isn't like this, it's usually like in braids and beads, and I wear like a lot of things that people say that I am too old to be wearing or whatever the fuck. So I was a lot like JoJo Siwa when I was in like a teenager. Dressed like her. Oh, I didn't act like JoJo, but JoJo, I can admit, she has a lot of chaotic energy, and I was a lot more calmer. I was still a bit chaotic though. but during that I didn't necessarily feel like I fitted in. And I thought like if I worked at Justice, I would be working with a lot of other girls and women that were like me, because Justice really only hires girls and women. They don't really hire men. I'm pretty sure the only time that they really would hire a man is if he's gay, I'd say, because I do recall one of the Justices that I've been to, there was a man working in there, and he was like wearing like makeup and nail polish and all of that. And you know how you don't want to make assumptions about those people, but like they don't hire like a typical straight man, I'd say, when it comes to Justice. So I was like gone in that interview excited, and then the girls that I had like, you know, there during my interview, because they interviewed me and like 3 other girls at the same time. And mind you that the other girls had already had jobs before this, because this was my first like job. So they already knew the ins and outs of everything, and they was like, they had money in their pockets, so they kind of weren't really all that stressed about the job, because they already knew that they had somewhere else that they could go and make money at. Mind you, I was just kind of like a little broke kid. And then I mainly wanted to get this job because like my parents couldn't buy me shit. Like we were just kind of in that kind of situation, and it just wasn't great. It just wasn't great overall. So mind you that the girls' interview was going fine, and then you can tell that they're a little bit more nicer with them because they seem a little bit more relaxed and I'm a lot tense. But the girls I said that were there, you could tell that they were just kind of like high school mean girl types. And this is Summer. Summer was here with the other girls. And I remember it was something one of them had said when it came to me, because they said something about how I needed to put together an outfit for like a girl. And then one of the girls there said that the outfit that I put together was ugly, and I was hurt. Like I actually was hurt because all the girls put together like pinky and purple outfits. But mind y'all know my favorite color is blue and light blue. I did that, and she was just really rude about it. Like, I didn't think she had to be that damn rude about it. So I was just like, I don't think I want this job. But I told myself to stick through it because, like, with life, you're constantly going to be uncomfortable. And I told myself, I'm a little uncomfortable, but it's okay. We can get through this. We can absolutely get through this. So I didn't necessarily think it was a big deal right there with the girl being mean to me. But then when I actually got the job, and mind you that another girl at my school at that time period had got hired there too. We're gonna name her Mia. I swear, if she watches this, she's gonna be like, girl, you didn't even change my name all that much. But her name, we're gonna call her Mia. And Mia got hired too. And mind you that Mia was talking about how she was having issues with these people because a lot of them were being shady and they weren't being direct and being like passive aggressive and everything like that. And I was like, oh, okay, because I thought it was just me too. So I was talking about how, like, when I went in for training, they did a horrible job with training me, by the way. They had me watch this one video. They had me watch a training video, like the Krusty Krab training video. That's what the fuck they had me watch in order to get my training period done. And they barely did much of anything to help me. And mind you that when I had got this job, this was really around the time period when people just was not fucking with the store no more. Parents was not bringing their kids in there to shop. It just wasn't really a big thing no more. So like business was slow. It just was not on. It was just not on. In that moment, I was just like, I feel like this company's not going to be around a little bit longer, because I was like, if this is your training process and then you see the kind of, like, you know, customer service that you're giving and getting, yeah, y'all are not going to be here longer, because they would always try to be all nice and shit with the customers, but then behind them closed doors, they were not all that great. And mind you that the day of my training, this is when I was with Sunshine. This is really where I met Sunshine for the first day. But it's like she kind of was just doing what she was told. Basically, every time they had somebody get trained, you had to watch that training video. And then she did walk me around. And she did notice that it was a little hard for me to understand things and learn things quickly. But she was patient with me. She was able to help me learn and whatever the fuck. But I'm telling you, this job is really what scared me from, you know, ever working with retail again. So I go ahead and, you know, that's the end of that day. And then I see that they only put me on the schedule for one day, and I was like, okay, it's probably because they have a lot of other girls there. But mind you, the other girl that was there with me, the one that they had helped me train me, she was not nice. She was absolutely not nice. She was a bit nasty, I'd say. And I noticed that she was all cliquey with Summer, that manager, not the sweet manager, the mean manager. So I was just like, yeah, whatever. It's just not that big. I was trying not to take offense to it, and I was really trying not to take it to heart with the girls being kind of iffy and weird. But I didn't, like I said, I didn't really want to make assumptions about these people because I didn't know them. So mind you, I find out that, like I said, I'm only on the schedule for one day, and it's basically the day of Black Friday. And y'all know Black Friday is basically like the biggest day of the year when it comes to like a lot of businesses. I know it's like the biggest day of the year for me when it comes to my small business. So Black Friday comes around the corner. Mind you that they don't really have that much business. Like, let me tell you, I got way more orders within the first 5 hours of my Black Friday than it did with their Black Friday there. So mind you, I had that going on. I was just trying not to be upset because I noticed that I would see the girls be over there and just be over there laughing and giggling and kikiing with each other, and I was just trying not to be upset, trying not to like cry or anything like that. But I truly just did not feel like I really belonged in this environment. So business was really slow on Black Friday, and they were like, hey girl, so we're gonna go ahead and let you go. And I was like, oh, okay. But I don't know if they let me go because of that, because they saw that I was just kind of uncomfortable. And mind you, I was doing what I was told. I was picking up the clothes and like putting them back on the racks. I was helping the customers. I was being nice to everyone. And I think for my actual first day, I don't think I did like a pretty bad job. I was a little nervous, but like that's kind of normal for like first day jitters. Ooh, I look crazy right now. But that shit right there happened, and the next thing I know, I'm just sitting there waiting for like my dad to pick me up, like in the mall, sitting there by myself, and I was just like, I cried because I just like, I don't like the way I felt. The people were, it felt very like high schooly, and I was just like, I'm already dealing with this shit at regular school. I don't want to have to deal with this at work. So I just kind of sit there and wait it out, and the next thing I know, Mia, who I go to school with, me and Mia actually like started talking to each other because I had this one friend named, what is her name? Oh my god, what am I know her name. I'm just trying to figure out what to call her. We're gonna call her, Jasmine. We're gonna call her Jasmine. I was friends with a person named Jasmine, and she was basically in my class with me. And she was the one that told me about how Mia ended up getting a job at the same place too, but Mia hated it too. And Mia basically told her about how they were not nice. They would be talking shit about the other girls, like the new girls especially. And she was like, yeah, they was talking about you. Talking about me, and they were like, yeah, because they ended up putting Mia back on the schedule after Black Friday, but they didn't put me back on the schedule. And they said they simply were hiring girls to help out with Black Friday and weren't gonna bring them back. I ended up being one of those girls, but Mia was just talking about how mean and nasty that the girls were, talking about how Sunshine was the nice manager, and Summer was the one that was just very much cliquey and nasty, and she acted like a fucking 16-year-old. And then that other girl I told you about, the one that was mean to me, she ended up getting promoted to manager, and she was not working there for that long. So it was just a lot of just weird, nasty, mean girl shit going on. So I was just like, yeah, that's probably a good reason why I got fired. I don't want to be in this fucking environment. So after we get around to that, shit ends. I get my little itty bitty paycheck that I made. I only made probably like $45 for that. I made like $45 that day. I'm gonna be real. This experience is what made me hate justice, because I've always, you know how I am. I really did like the clothes. Like I said, I was a lot like JoJo Siwa at that age. This situation here really made me hate justice. I literally donated all of my justice clothes after this situation happened. I donated all of them shit. And mind you that this was the only place that had like jeans and pants for me that actually fit me pretty well. I gave them shits away too. I just was very much flabbergasted and disgusted with the way I was treated here. So mind you, I was just pissed and I was just mad, and I was like, no, I gotta know if anybody else had a horrible experience working at Justice like I did. So I go on this website called Glassdoor.com, and if you know what Glassdoor.com is, basically like Indeed. It's kind of like Yelp, but it's basically where if you worked at a place, you can go in and put in a review for how it was. Please tell me that I go to look at the reviews for Justice, and I did look up the ones for the Justice that I worked at. Reviews were pretty much the same as like what I said, but then also I looked to see like Justices that were like nationwide. I'm not sure if Justice was in other countries other than like the United States of America. I think they have some in Canada. I don't fucking know. I don't really care. They're not in business anymore. Yes, they are, but we'll get to that later. So I go in and I see that like a lot of other people were having similar stories to me, talking about the women who worked there were very much cliquey. They were not nice. They were not helpful, whatever the fuck. They barely put them on the schedule and all of that jazz. So a lot of people nationwide in Justice had the same similar experience as me working there. So that goes to fucking show you that, oh, I most definitely can understand why this company is not in fucking business no more. The people that y'all have working there are fucking dickheads, and then the clothes are not up to par. They're not hip or trendy or whatever the fuck. So, and mind you, like I said, this is during that time period where like the tween is like kind of phasing out, and we don't really even know if the tween phase is still gonna be there or whatever. But this was really during that era, and it really did not help that what was going on behind the scenes of Justice wasn't all that great either, because I noticed around this time period, this is when the Justice catalog stopped coming out, because I used to love getting that little Justice catalog, because I remember Peyton List and Jalen Barron, like two actors that I love to this day and I still follow them. I remember that they used to be like the Justice models, and I legit wanted to be a Justice model like so bad. Like how a whole bunch of girls' dream is to like be a Victoria's Secret angel. When I was like a teenager, my dream was to be a Justice model. But then when I saw that shit, and then I go and look at everybody else's reviews and realize they had similar experience to me, I was like, yeah, I can see why everyone hates this place now. People that are in the job working field hate it, and then the consumers hate it just as well, because they don't want to listen to their consumers and do and fix everything. Because Justice really could have been a lot like the Children's Place. The Children's Place is still in business because they adapt to trends and times and whatnot, but they still make their clothes. By the way, y'all, I'm filming this in the middle of a tornado, so I am so sorry. But like with the Children's Place, they still make the clothes like similar to the things that teenagers wear and adults wear, but they make them a bit more age appropriate, and they don't overdo it with the silly catchphrases and the animal print and glitter and all of that shit. Justice did not want to listen to the consumers about anything like that, and it didn't help because the people that ran the shit were not nice people. So coming around to that, this day and age, everyone was like, what is the current state of Justice? Because I feel like we're finally coming to the conclusion about how this store just really came and went. They sell Justice stuff at Walmart right now, because I remember a lot of you guys on that video left a comment about how they sell Justice clothing at Walmart, and they do. And I'm just like, ooh, because you know how people be wanting to shit on people like, ooh, they sell your stuff in Walmart, you ain't. No, y'all, Walmart be getting like thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of like shoppers every day, making $1 million all the way. So I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing that Justice is now in Walmart now, because they most likely would be getting better business for their brand in Walmart than they did having their own shops. But yeah, that's basically the story about how I got fired from Justice on the first day, and how me getting fired honestly led to my burning hatred for the brand. But now that I've grown and matured a lot, I am over like what happened. But no, y'all, I'm still so fucking scared to use a cash register, because I remember somebody had said something like, Harriyanna, you are a jack of all trades. And I was like, baby, no, I don't know how to work a cash register. Like, I'm legit terrified of working in retail because I don't know how to work a cash register, and that job scarred me for life because I did so bad, and I feel like that's part of the reason why I got fired. So but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I really hope you guys enjoyed the other 2 videos I posted this month. I needed a bit of a break, that's why I haven't really been active, but I need my bills paid, so you know, we back and we better than ever. Hope you guys are enjoying the music choices. Hope you guys are enjoying the art. Don't forget, check out Patreon if you guys want to know a way you can support me in another way. Truly does help when making these videos, especially with the way that I'm doing them now. Helps out so much. Merch at harriyannahook.com. By the time I am recording this, My second book, No One Ruined Your Childhood, I'm not sure if it's going to be out yet, but it'll be in the final stages of getting printed and being able to be sold. But Style Queen Volume 1, which is my zine. Yeah, I've always wanted to make a zine. But yeah, Style Queen Zine Volume 1 is also available. You can get it in an ebook for free, or you can get a physical copy for only $3.99. It's literally super cheap. I wanted to make it very much affordable because it's a zine. Zines are not supposed to be expensive. Thank you guys so much for watching. And don't forget to follow me on everything at Harriyanna, Harriyanna. My Tumblr is not Harriyanna, Notharriyanna. Thank you guys so much for watching and have a good night.